In this video, we're going to focus on how we can change the scale here, and instead of having a date, we're going to break it down into a semester, and every semester will take about 6 months. As you can see here, we have these lines nicely. So to create or change the ticks in the scales to 6 months, what we need to do first is have our border template ready, like this one here, which you can find here on chartjs3.com getting started, and this link you can find as well in the description box. Next, if you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon here, patreon.com/chartjs, where you can get the source code of this video and many others. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll down here, and first of all, let's convert this into a line chart. There we are. Next, what I want to do is I want to put in here the date adapter. And the main reason for this is we need to work with the dates. So first of all, make sure you have chartjs.org open. And then we click here on the ecosystem, and we're going to scroll down here looking for the adapters. And then here we have 4 options here. I'm going to recommend you these two I use quite often. This one I've stopped using because many of these has not been updated, although who knows, maybe they're updating it now again. This one I haven't used yet. However, this one requires just one JavaScript file. So I'm just going to grab this quite easy. I'm going to scroll down here and look for the chartjs date adapter date FNS, and then you can see here this bundle. Let's copy this link. Once we did that, we're going up here. Make sure you load this after the Chart.js library here. We save, refresh. Nothing really happens, but we have now the date adapter in here, and we can start to work on our scale and change the date. So before I do that, I have here the X scale, but what I think would be suitable is to put in here different dates. In here, instead of Monday, I'm just going to put in here 2020, well, let's say 23/01/01, and then I'm going to just add up a few more with different dates. Let's say this one will be 4, this will be 8, this will be maybe 12, and we have another one here will be in 2024. Put it on 1, that's fine, and this one will be 4, and finally here 4 and 8. So we have a huge range of data here, and right now this is still just a string value or category access. Let's convert this now. So we're going to say a type, and a type will be our time object. So because we have now the time activated, we can use your time or the time object in here and say here the unit will be month. By doing this, we're basically breaking down the item on a monthly basis. Of course, I don't want this. I want to have a semester or a 6-month slice. So how can I remove all these excess here? Well, for this, I have not the right way to do it. Well, I have a way, which is correct, but probably you can automate it even more with some complicated formulas, but I didn't spend time to solve that part. So what I'm going to do here is, just going to show you exactly how we can do this. We're going to say here the after tick to label conversion, and then what we're going to get here is the CTX, and then in here, because this is a callback functionality and this is a built-in function in Chart.js. So in here, if I just do here a console log, we're able to get the CTX value and just look what this truly gives. And as you can see here, we get the scale, and it opens up and we have a tick, and we have in total a length of 20, meaning 20 items in here. So what I want to do here is I want to say dot ticks, save, refresh, only get the tick values. So you can see here the breakdown, value, major, and label. I won't focus on major. There's a separate video for that one, but major basically would highlight an important date section. But in our case, we don't have any. So all I want to do is I want to get the value, and we're going to get the label itself. So to do this, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what are the items we want? Well, in this case, since we're going to work here with a semester or 6 months breakdown, what I want to do is I want to have a 6-month breakdown as an array. And for this, normally you could probably find a better way, but I'll just going to hard code these here to make it easy. I'm going to say a constant, say here a date array, and the date array will have the specific 6 months. So I'm going to say 2023, January 1, comma, 2023, July 1, and then we do this exactly the same for the others, but then 2024. Alright, so that should give us the date items. If I save this right now, nothing happens yet. What I can do now is just remove these items here. By doing that, what I'm going to say here, I'm going to say a ctx dot, and then I'm going to say here ticks, and this will be equal to 0. Before doing that, I just want to repeat again the breakdown here. So we have here the label and the value, and this will be important later on. So if I refresh now, it's all gone. So it has no more label and value, or it does have something here, but it's being removed here or filtered out basically. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in here, but I'm going to push the values I want. That is this one here, and I guess what we should have as well, because here we have the date, and we can keep the date, but I want to have, instead of this January things, I'll just put in semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, and semester 4. So I'm going to say a constant. I'm going to say semester array or something like that. Semester array equals semester 1, and then I guess we can just copy this 2, and this should be a string value. That's number 3, and finally number 4, and maybe we need another month as well in there to have the completion of that one, like that, or another section of that. So if every section is 6 months. Alright, so then what I want to do is we want to remove everything, which we did, and now push the values we have here. So what I want to do is basically this. I want to say here ctx.ticks.push, and then we're going to have this curly braces, same breakdown like here. I'll just remove or ignore the major and just get value and label. So I'm going to say here the value will be what exactly? Well, the value will be basically this date, but this date needs to be converted. So let's do that one. We're going to say a new date, like that. Oh, let's remove the string here because we have a double string, so double quotation. So like that. And then we're going to say here dot get time to get the milliseconds. Next, I'll put a comma here, and then what I'm going to say here, the label, and the label will be our item here. Now in this case, I'll just put in this text, and later on we can fine tune this. Save that, refresh. And as you can see here now, we get this one here. If I would say this item, we will probably get somewhere in the 6 months range. Alright, so we are here, this is August, and this is April. So most likely we are, and we can confirm this by changing the value here into 7, which is July, the 1st of July, and you can see here it hits exactly that point. Alright, so this one works, but now I want to make a for each loop so we can loop through this nicely. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say here the data array, or sorry, not the data, but the date array dot for each, and then for every item, I'm going to put in the double parentheses, and I will say here for every date and index, function arrow expression, and then we can copy this item here, put it in here, and what I'm going to do here is the date, which is the shorthand for every item in here, put it in there, and this here we can just say here the semester array, and I put in here the index that we have indicated here. Save this, refresh, and now you have this breakdown here. Interesting here is we get here one with an undefined, and you see here this missing part, because Chart.js normally will not draw this because of the ending of this one here. And you can see here we're also missing something here, I guess. Semester 1 or end of semester, that should be maybe something. So we should have here, you can put a blank. Alright, so first of all, how do we get this gap here or solve this gap? Quite easy. All we're going to say here is in the X scale, we have to indicate here the maximum value, because right now the maximum value will be the last or the highest value. In this case would be 1 August. So what I'm going to say here, this will be the highest value would be specified. Let's grab this one here, put that in there. Alright, put a comma, save. And as you can see, once I refresh this will work here nicely. We could even specify that end of or something else, but that is all. I'll just leave that blank for now.